Lord, take my love and let it flow in fullness of devotion to thee. O Lord, take my hands and let them work incessantly for thee. O Lord, take my soul and let it be merged in one with thee. O Lord, take my mind and thoughts and let them be in tune with thee. O Lord, take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for thee. Sai Ram.
With love, reverence, and gratitude, we offer our program today to our dear omnipresent Swami. Sai Ram, everyone. Thank you, Shrikant, for the prayers. Shrikant Vaidyanathan is our national devotion coordinator, and he just recited the prayers actually that Swami gave us, all devotees. My name is Prema Rao, and I serve as the national media coordinator. And I'm also serving as your MC today. And as such, I welcome each and every one of you to this wonderful program, National Sai Connect. It's going to be a very inspirational session with glimpses of work done by Sai devotees all over the US. With that, I invite Mr. Harish Naidu, National President, to come and share some opening remarks. Sai Ram, thank you.
I'm eternally grateful to our beloved Lord Sai, without whom this event would not be possible. Dear elders, brothers and sisters, Sai Ram and a very good morning to all of you. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to everyone to our first National Sai Connect meeting. It is always a great honor to connect with Sai devotees and have an opportunity to share the great joy that comes from working in his name. It is wonderful to see that many centers across the country are now meeting in person, and in-person retreats are also back this year. We are grateful that the worst of the pandemic is behind us. Despite all the challenges of the past several years, his work has continued with all devotees, officers across the country, working relentlessly and selflessly. It is hard to express the inspiration that one gets from seeing this devotion to the Lord expressed in action by his devotees. It is impossible to go over all the work that has been going on across the regions and across all the wings in the next 90 minutes or so. However, during the course of this meeting, you will get a glimpse of the work that is happening across the country. I hope you will find joy and inspiration as several of the officers and other devotees share a bit about the work that has been going on. Swami's 100th birthday is now less than 3 years away. We must ask ourselves the question as to how can we use this opportunity to further intensify our efforts to do his work, and in the process, accelerate our own self-transformation. The Sri Sathya Sai International Organization has taken the initiative and has created Sai 100, which is an offering of love and gratitude to our beloved Lord from across the world on his 100th birthday. There are 12 initiatives that are currently being planned that fall under 3 main areas: service to humanity, intensifying our spiritual journey, serving nature, the vesture of God. I will not go over all 12, but will highlight a few as some of the work that you will see in the next 90 minutes will be well aligned with the Sai 100 offering. You might know that as part of Swami's 95th birthday, there was a community adoption program. And as part of that, 157 communities were adopted worldwide. Now, some of these communities were in the USA. I encourage all of you to go to sathya.us, our website, and check out the In the Community section for all the inspiring work that is going on in the communities across the country. Now, this program will continue to grow and expand as part of the Sai 100 offering. Per the World Health Organization and medical experts around the world, mental health issues are on the rise. Swami's message of love is the panacea for this as well. Engaging workshops on meditation and mental health education are envisaged as part of the Sai 100 offering. Over 1,000 medical camps are also being planned worldwide, and these will bring much needed medical services to the community. To help address the challenges posed by climate changes, Swami said back in 1993, and I quote, "The remedy for the situation is intensive afforestation, growing more trees everywhere and protecting the existing trees without destroying them for other purposes," end quote. As part of this initiative, SSSIO is planning on a tree planting activity on a massive scale. As part of the tutoring and tuition program for students, the goal is to adopt 100 schools worldwide to help improve academic performance and character development of students through human values. And finally, the continued expansion of the Sri Sathya Sai Education and Human Values program in the communities will also be part of the Sai 100 offering. Please do stay tuned for more communications regarding the Sai 100 offering. The greatest treasure that Swami has given us is that he has placed himself in our hearts. It is our responsibility to recognize our inner divinity and to experience the Sai in us. This is our highest purpose. Now, that divinity is perhaps covered with a veil of the material world and all its attractions. However, every small act of love will chip away at that veil, covering our true identity. Swami says, and I quote, "You have to become love itself so that you can love the entire universe. I address all of you as embodiments of love. When you become embodiments of love, you can love all." So, dear brothers and sisters, this is our calling as members of the SSSIO. This is Swami, the avatar of the age, urging us to this more sublime level of human consciousness. So let us resolve to suspend all judgment and practice acts of love every single day. We'll now listen to his divine message where he urges us to love more and how that love eventually leads us to unity and union with God. Indeed, Swami urges us to move from "you and I are one" to "all are one." After the divine discourse, Dr. Jack Phoebe, the central coordinator of SSSIO-USA, will step forward for his comments. Jai Sara.
ప్రపంచం అనేటువంటి పెద్ద భవనం లోపల
In this big mansion,
అమెరికా ఒక రూము,
America is one room,
జపాన్ ఒక రూము,
Japan one room,
జర్మనీ ఒక రూము,
Germany one
ఇటలీ
room,
ఒక రూము,
Italy one room,
ఫ్రాన్స్ ఒక రూము,
France one room,
ఇండియా ఒక రూము,
India one room,
పాకిస్తాన్ ఒక రూము,
Pakistan
అన్ని
one room.
రూములు వ్యత్యాసంగా ఉంటున్నాయి.
there is no difference in respect of
హౌస్
rooms,
ఈజ్ వన్.
but the house is one.
ఆ విధమైనటువంటి ఏకత్వాన్ని మనం భావిస్తూ రావాలి.
This sort of unity we should have.
అందువల్లే ఆల్ ఆర్ వన్ మై డియర్ సన్, బి అలైక్ టు ఎవరీ వన్.
All are one, my dear son, be alike to everyone.
ఎట్టి భేదములకు కూడాను మనం అవకాశం లేకుండా చూసుకోవాలి.
Don't give scope for any hatred or differences.
ఆ విధమైనటువంటి సమత్వాన్ని మీరు ప్రచారం చేసి, సమత్వాన్ని మీరు అనుసరించి ఆచరించి ఇతరులకు అందించడానికి పూనుకోవాలి.
You should propagate this principle of equality. You should practice and share this with everybody.
కనుక ఆధ్యాత్మికమైనటువంటిది కేవలం ఒక విధమైనటువంటి రిలిజియన్ కాదు.
Spirituality is not a religion.
చాలా మంది ఇప్పుడు రిపోర్ట్ లో కూడాను రిలిజియన్ అన్నారు.
In reports they mention the name of religion.
ఈ రిలిజియన్ అనేది నాకు ఇష్టం కాదు.
Bhagavan doesn't think of any particular
Spirituality.
religion. Spirituality is
అన్ని
essential.
దేశంలో కూడా ఈ యొక్క ఆధ్యాత్మిక అత్యవసరమే.
And every country should follow spiritual
రిలిజియన్
path.
అంటే ఒక దీనికి రెండు అర్థములు ఉంటున్నాయి.
Religion has two meanings.
రిలిజియన్ అనగా రియలైజ్ ఈజ్ రిలిజియన్ అని.
Religion means to realize is religion.
ఏమిటి రియలైజ్ చేసుకోవటం?
What is to be realized?
తనను తాను రియలైజ్ చేసుకోవటమే.
To realize
Who am I?
one's own,
Who am I? Who am I? Who am I?
to realize one's own self, inquiry of the self.
కానీ ఆ అర్థాన్ని ఈనాడు ప్రపంచం తీసుకోవటం లేదు.
But the world doesn't take that
రిలీజియన్
meaning.
అంటే ఒక కులమునకు ఒక మతమునకు సంబంధించిందిగా
They
భావిస్తున్నారు.
think the religion means a particular
వీరు హిందూస్,
community.
వీరు ముస్లింస్, వీరు క్రిస్టియన్స్, ఈ విధంగా రిలీజియన్ పెడుతున్నారు.
They think religion means Christianity. And
నాకు
so
ఆ
on.
భేదములు లేనే లేదు, అందరూ ఒక్కటే.
Bhagavan has no differences. All are one.
ఇట్టి ఏకాత్మ భావాన్ని మనం పెంచుకోవాలా. ప్రేమతత్వాన్ని తీసుకుంటే ఏకాత్మ భావం సులభంగా చేరిపోతుంది.
We should have this principle of unity. If you have love, it is easy to follow.
ప్రేమ చేత ఈ భేదములే ఉండవు.
When once you have love, there will be no
ప్రేమ చేత
differences.
ద్వేషములే రావు.
Where there is love, there is no
ప్రేమ
hatred.
చేత అసూయలే ఉండవు.
Where there is love, there is no jealousy.
కనుక ఈనాడు అసూయ ద్వేషముల చేతనే మానవత్వం ఇంత కృంగిపోతుండాలి.
It is jealousy and hatred that puts you to ruins.
కనుక మానవత్వాన్ని మనం పోషించుకోవాలంటే సత్య, ధర్మ, శాంతి, ప్రేమ, అహింసలు అనేటువంటి దాన్ని పాటించాలి.
So, in order to uphold the human value, we should follow these 5 cardinal principles of truth, righteousness, peace and love, non-violence.
ఈ విధమైనటువంటి గుణములు మానవతా గుణములుగా మనం భావించాలి.
These are the human values.
మానవులైనటువంటి వారు మానవతా గుణమే లేకపోతే మనం మానవులు ఎట్లవుతాం?
If a human being has no human value, how can he be a human being?
కనుక మొట్టమొదట మన హ్యూమన్ వాల్యూ అనుకున్నప్పుడు ఆ వాల్యూని మనం పాటించాలి.
So we should uphold the human values.
ఈ వాల్యూ ఉండినప్పుడే మనం మానవులమైపోతాం.
When once we have value, we are true human beings.
అది లేకపోతే మానవ శరీరమే కానీ మనం నిజమైన మానవులు కాదు.
Otherwise, you are just a human in form. Still it's
ఇప్పుడు
not
అంతా కూడా
natural.
ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ అయిపోయింది.
Everything is artificial today.
ఒక గ్రేప్స్ చూస్తామంటే ప్లాస్టిక్ గ్రేప్స్.
We have plastic artificial grapes.
ఈ ప్లాస్టిక్ గ్రేప్స్ అంతా కూడా గ్రేప్స్ మాదిరినే ఉంటాయి సాక్షాత్.
The plastic grapes look exactly
కానీ
natural,
అందులో తీయని రసం ఎక్కడ చూసినా కనిపించదు.
but they have no sweet juice
ఇంకో
inside.
కమలాలు చూస్తామంటే ప్లాస్టిక్ లోటస్ అంతా ఉంటాయి.
You have the plastic lotus flowers.
కానీ అందులో ఏమాత్రము ఒక ఈగలు వచ్చి వాలుతున్నాయా?
No honey bee, no fly would ever go there.
వాలటం లేదు.
No.
అందులో హనీ ఉండినప్పుడే ఆ యొక్క దోమలు వచ్చి
When
చేరిపోతాయి.
once there is honey, the honey bees would be drawn.
కనుక మనలో తీపిగా ఉంటుంటే మనం పిలువనక్కర్లేదు, అవే వచ్చి వాలుతుంటాయి.
When once there is nectar within, they themselves will come.
పుష్పములు పురుగులను ఏమాత్రము ఆహ్వానం చేయటం లేదు.
Flowers will never invite honey bees.
ఆ హనీ బీసే వచ్చి చేరిపోతుంది.
Honey bees come themselves.
అది నిజమైనటువంటి ప్రేమతత్వము.
That is true love.
మీరు కూడా ఈ ప్రేమను కోరినటువంటి వారు మీరు కూడా ఈ ప్రేమతత్వంగా మారిపోవాలి.
Having desired this love, you become love.
కనుకనే మీరు ప్రేమ స్వరూపులుగా మారి ప్రేమ చేత ఈ జగత్తు లోపల అశాంతిని దూరం చేయండి.
You become the very embodiments of love. Through love, remove restlessness in the world.
ఈ భయభ్రాంతులను దూరం చేయండి.
Remove fear.
ఏ దేశంలో చూసినా కూడాను లా అండ్ ఆర్డర్స్ అనేటువంటిది లేని లేవు.
In every country, there is no law and order.
మీ దేశం లోపల మీరు ప్రవేశించి ఈ పవిత్రమైన భావాన్ని ప్రచార ప్రబోధన సల్పి మీరు కూడా ఆనందాన్ని పొందండి.
Spread and propagate, publicize these teachings in your own country.
నా పేరు కావాలని నాకు లేదు.
Bhagavan doesn't want his name.
మంచిని మీరు చెయ్యండి,
Do good,
అప్పుడే మీరు మంచిని పొందుతారు.
then you will be good.
కనుకనే పవిత్రమైన కర్మల్లో ప్రవేశించి పవిత్రమైన మానవత్వాన్ని సార్థకం చేసుకోండి.
Through sacred actions, make your life sacred.
కనుక సత్య ధర్మములను మీరు అభివృద్ధి పరచుకొని సాధ్యమైనంత వరకు ఆచరణలో పెట్టండి.
Therefore, grow in these 2 principles of Satya and Dharma and practice them.
Loving Sairams to all of you. And I just found out Dr. Reddy, Chairman of Prashanti Council, just joined us. And on behalf of all the devotees, I welcome you, Dr. Reddy, and so glad that you're here with us today. I've been asked the question, why are we here? Why are we having a Sai Connect meeting? Well, I personally believe everything we do in the Sai organization is service. We serve the homeless, we serve the hungry, we serve the environment. SSE teachers serve the students, officers serve the devotees. And if serving is below us, the leadership is beyond us. I want to share Swami's words on why we serve. In a deeper sense, obviously we serve because people are hungry, people are needy, people are lonely. But in a deeper sense, his words, quote, "You're doing service for your own sake. You're engaged in service to become aware of the divine spirit in you in order to know yourself and get the answer that torments you, which is, who am I? You do not serve others, you serve yourself. You do not serve the world, you serve your own interests, your own divine spirit. So coming back to why are we here at a Psi Connect meeting? I believe we're here to inspire ourselves and each other and whoever's going to be watching this video, to inspire ourselves to remember the divine spirit that we are in unity. And so with gratitude to Swami and loving Sai Rams to all of us in unity, I thank you very much, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Thank you, Harish. Thank you, Jack. And Swami's words are so clear and powerful. The overall agenda for today includes sharing by regions, by regional officers, and by wings, and information on the national initiatives. There's also a guest speaker and much more. So I hope you will all stay for the entire program. You see a map of the US here. The Psi organization in the US is divided into 10 regions, and as it is shown in the different colors. For today's program, we have divided our program into 3 segments. The first segment will focus on reports or sharing by the Eastern United States, the second from the Central, and the third from the Western United States. So let's start off with sharing from the Eastern United States, regions 1, 2, and 3, and also sharing by the SSE and the young adults in wings. Thank you.
Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. My name is Bernie Michael, and I serve as the president of the Northeast region. We have 4 centers in New York State, 3 in Connecticut, 1 in Vermont, and 4 in Massachusetts, with 3 groups.
The Volvo Serval Foundation, begun in 2019, was tasked with finding a location for large service and outreach projects, as well as center devotion and education meetings. In 2021, a 20,000 square foot building in Lowell, Mass. was identified and purchased by them, dedicated to Swami's mission and service. The Psi Unity Center, as it came to be known, began. Almost immediately, the LASA board was able to rent a portion of the building to the city of Lowell to host vaccine clinics that lasted until March of this year. Additionally, the center has been used by them to host a 4-day series of yoga and nutrition workshops. Several of the local centers have moved their weekly meetings there beginning on April 24th of this year. Other regional and center events include a medical camp on Avatar Declaration Day that brought together the City of Lowell, Lowell General Hospital, and the Greater Lowell Health Alliance, along with dozens of center members and nearly 30 healthcare professionals to serve more than 150 residents. There was also a regional YA 2-day retreat, a day-long Ladies' Day celebration with workshops, and of course, there were 24 hours of Akanda Bhajans as well as a united birthday celebration. It is tremendously inspiring to see all of the energy that this project has brought to the region, and especially to the members of the 4 centers that have participated so much. Many are there evenings and weekends making improvements to the facility and helping any way they can. It is truly a Psi Unity Center. Other unique service projects, including the Linus Project that the Albany Center has been doing, making blankets for sheltered children, and the Compost Project at the Greater Hartford Center that teaches SSE students about composting so they can share with their school classmates. Other annual events in the region include the Buffalo Retreat and the Silent Retreat that we share each year with Region 2.
Sairam, and a very good morning to all of you. I'm Aparna, currently serving as the National Education Coordinator, and just really delighted to be here on this beautiful Saturday morning on Sai Connect. We have heard this beautiful African proverb that it takes a village to raise a child. Swami, however, has shown us that it actually takes an entire organization to raise a child to be spiritually aware and socially responsible citizens. In the US, we have over 2,000 SSE children and over 500 trained teachers. It is our collective responsibility to create a loving environment to foster and nurture these Sai angels. In the next few slides, we will highlight the amazing and inspiring work that's being done by our teachers in addition to their weekly SSE class commitment. In all other presentations, you will actually be seeing our children in action. Next slide, please. The shift to online learning and engagement organically led to increased collaboration across all Sai centers and regions in the US. A ladder is a good visual to capture our efforts this year and in the past few years as well. Like the two poles of a ladder, we had 2 monthly enrichments, connecting the dots, which was a wonderful exchange of rich and creative ideas related to the classroom, and a National Study Circle initiative, which was a deep dive into Swami's discourses given exclusively to SSE teachers. The steps between the two poles were the parenting workshops that were conducted by our regions, which culminated in the National Sai Parenting Conference in July of this year. Next slide, please. November 2020, SSE Online Resource Library, or SOL, was inaugurated on the occasion of Swami's 95th birthday. The first floor of this digital library contains close to 200 stories curated from Swami's discourses, which are searchable by values and keywords. These are in addition to the stories you will find in Chinnakatha. The second floor was opened in November 2021 and contains Life Application, a critical tool to help our children practice what they learn in the classroom. We welcome everyone to visit our library. The address is right up there in the slide, www.sathya.us/education, and you can go to resource. And the best part of our digital library is it's open 24/7 and it's just a click away. Next slide, please. Another interesting discovery has been how talented our SSE teachers are. The banner that you saw in the previous slide was actually designed by an SSE alumni who is currently serving as an SSE teacher and is also a sophomore in Johns Hopkins. The picture on the left is an original drawing by a teacher in New Jersey. The thumbnail on the right was designed by one of our regional education coordinators. Interestingly, she shared that this design has been incubating in our heart for several decades now. Swami does start us quite early. All national initiatives are designed and developed with direct input from our teachers. Over 100 teachers have already contributed and continue to support the National Education Week. I would like to invite Sister Preeti Bhatt, our former National Devotional Coordinator and forever a SSE teacher, who has been a co-member of the SOUL team, to share her reflections.
Sairam from New Jersey. I'm grateful to Bhagwan for allowing me to be a part of SOUL initiatives from its inception. Being a content team member has allowed me several growth opportunities. First, it has allowed me to dive into Sathya Sai Speaks when we were looking for stories. It's amazing how we discover new facets in discourses every time we read them. Second, the life application development has helped me to think about ways to make the teachings of Swami easy, simple, and practical for children of all ages to practice. I use this resource library for my own classes. Just last Sunday, we used the story of 7 blind men and the elephant. And the story had a beautiful illustration, which we use to bring the story to life as part of the classroom. It's been an enriching experience to working with alongside so many talented teachers from across the country. If you haven't looked at this Soul Library, please, I encourage you to go and check it out. Jai Sai Ram.
Thanks, Preeti Auntie. Next slide, please. I want to express my gratitude to all teachers, coordinators, parents, center officers, regional officers, and the National Council for your unconditional support of the SSE program and our children. And my deepest gratitude to our most beloved Bhagwan, wishing you and your families a wonderful season and an auspicious start to 2023. I will pass the microphone to Brother Srijit in New Jersey. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, I am Srijit Narayan. I serve as the Vice President for Region 2. I'm standing here at the North Bergen Public Library. It's a beautiful, beautiful building and premises, and also venue to a wonderful Sai Seva that is happening in our region today. It is a health and wellness fair where participants receive free health consultation and screening. And I'm very excited to be in this venue and take you all live through the activities that are going here. But to start us off, we have here with us Sister Sai Rao. She is the director for the library and the chief organizer of this event. I would like to request Sister Sai Rao to say a few words.
Sai Ram, brothers and sisters. My name is Sai Lakshmi Rao. I am currently the YA advisor for Region 2, and I'm the director of the public libraries in North Bergen, New Jersey. This is a great opportunity for us to bring our community together and provide some health-related services to the community. We're here working in partnership with the local health department, the local hospital, the Palisades Hospital, and all the great Seva girls from our SSSIO organization, our international organization. Please join us virtually. Our intent is to do the work locally and inspire other communities to do the same. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sister Sai. And now we have with us also Dr. Raju. Dr. Raju, please join us and take us through this activities going on here.
Yes, Sai Ram, everyone. This is a wonderful day as the global Akhand Gayatri is going on. Swami is inspired as we chanting that to do this seva. It's an incredible place. This is a new library in which Ms. Rao has set up this one. I will just walk you through what is going on here, how the patients they're coming here, and how they're being taken care of. It's just the Swami's way of doing seva as we depict and as we walk through that. So here is the venue wherein the registration, and as we walk through here, and the patients are getting registered here through the Hackensack, Meridian, and the Palisade Medical Center. People who are there, they're doing a tremendous, great job. And next is that once the patient comes here, they're trying to take the vitals. They're checking the blood pressure and pulse with loving care. And so next is we are, after that is being done, the patients are being also checked for the blood sugar to make sure that as the diabetic is one of the chronic medical condition, which a lot of the population that they go through it, and diligently that's being taken care of. And I have here Nikki, who's right here in our community. She's been doing a tremendous job in trying to allow us to have this collaboration. Thank you so much, Nikki. And here is the nutrition aspect of it, which is being strongly stressed so that we don't have diabetes, so that we don't have high blood pressure by optimizing the dietary aspect of it. And secondly, also, they are trying to be giving HPV education also, which is very important. And Next thing is also, we are trying to have cancer education and early detection for screening. Though the patients, if they don't have insurance, they're being given this certificate so that they can do their mammograms free, and they can get the prostate screening done. So whether the patients has insurance or they don't have insurance, as I walk through you, how they're being taken care of. And here we have, since you know that addiction is a big issue in the communities in and around across the globe too, and wherein smoking cessation is very important in relation to preventing the cancers. So various modalities have been touched, and how they can quit smoking, which speaks a long way. And in addition to that, the physical therapy department is also here in stressing with regards to how important it is with regards to doing an exercise. And we have the 7 doctors who are participated in this along with the rest of the team in trying to do that. This is Jeffrey Fran, one of our doctors. And here we have also this, we went through this COVID pandemic, right? And so which we came out of it, the free vaccinations, and with regards to free kits are also being distributed with regards to that. And then they were also being guided here to go through the federal programs, wherein if they don't have insurance also, see, they're being given the guidance to insurance, where if they don't have insurance also, they're being given all the opportunity to get their medications free and to get their medical appointments done, which is very important. And next, not but not the least, with regards to food programs that they have, there's a federally funded food programs which are there, wherein they can get their free meals 3 times a day. So we have this. So she's here in trying to coordinate that with the patients so that they can sign up for their meals. And I have here also, and I have a wonderful coalition for food and health and equity. Brother, how come you're here today?
And let's move on to the next region, next presentation, which is the young adults.
Saram, everyone. That was beautiful, wasn't it, to witness that live telecast? I'm Sriram Shankar, the National YA Male Coordinator, and I'm excited to present these updates and offerings on behalf of the YAs, the Sai Lions and Lionesses. So without further ado, let's get started. Our vision for the YA program for the next few years was presented in the National Officers Meeting, and it is going to focus on this acronym LISTEN. And we've seen for Sai 100 that having a robust and active YA presence in every center is a major focus. And we believe that by acting upon this acronym LISTEN, we will truly be able to realize that. And most importantly, this whole acronym LISTEN hinges upon the focal point of L, which is listening with love. And to this end, we began this monthly series on YA mental health and wellness in September of this year. This is an undertaking by YAs for YAs and serves as a platform to listen, share, discuss, and learn about YA challenges, mental health, and well-being in an open, communicative, and honest atmosphere. Next slide, please. The aim of this series has been to, soften our hearts to be open to the suffering of others, acknowledge, importantly, and accept our own challenges, and thirdly, instill trust in our Sai community and its ability to address these challenges. So when the softening, acknowledging, and instilling of trust happens, we fortify individual resilience in the face of these challenges, and importantly, understand how human values are very practical tools to address these challenges. Next slide, please. So we've completed 2 of our 6-part series thus far in September and October. The first one kind of set the context and the basis for mental health, especially in the Sai context, and explored certain nuances like spiritual bypassing, sometimes wherein we don't acknowledge the challenges that we as a group face. The second session was an important and very nuanced and layered one on divinity in the body, wherein we touched upon mental health as it relates to body image. So the upcoming one that I want to let everyone know is the important one on equanimity and emotions, which delves into the mental realm of mental health through this upcoming session on the 17th. So do tune in if any of you guys are YAs, and do let your YAs in your homes know about the series. Again, you can reach out to us at info@sathya.us or the national team at yanationalteam@sathya.us for more information if need be. Next slide, please. So here are a couple of testimonials, which are very representative of what the YAs have felt having participated. It helps one to connect with YAs and talk in a safe and open space, talk about real life topics that aren't openly discussed, helps create, more awareness, and also helps to help ourselves and others. And we learn a lot through this collective discussion. So the series has really, resonated with a lot of YAs. And importantly, I think helped them feel that this is something that they've been asking for and we're truly catering. Next, in the interest of time, I'll hand it over to two amazing YAs, Anusha Ramani from Region 5 and Hema from Region 2 to walk us through the upcoming Christmas offering that we have planned and all its fun and reflective elements. Anusha and Hema, over to you both. Sairam.
Thank you, Sriram. Loving Sairam to all and happy holidays. It is the most wonderful time of the year, and we have lined up a series of initiatives for all our young adults to connect, reflect, and celebrate this holiday season.
Next slide, please. Oh, I'm sorry. The previous slide. Okay, this is it. Sorry. We'll start with an exciting initiative called the Card Swap. SSE-YAs in Zone 1 will have the opportunity to send a virtual or physical holiday greeting card to a local or international SSI pal and receive one back. This initiative aims to establish strong social and spiritual connections among the YAs and to spread love and positivity. The sign-up link has been sent out to the YAs. So once the team receives responses by December 10th, which is today, YAs will be informed of their SSI pal via email. Next slide, please.
To mark the season of giving, for the second initiative, we invite all young adults to take part in any holiday giving service activity at individual, regional, or center level. As our Swami says, it is not what or how much we give, but with what attitude we give that makes this offering truly divine. So let us all unite and give what we can through heart and hands. We also encourage young adults to share their new ideas for giving, along with pictures, videos, and personal reflections by Sunday, December 18th. Next slide, please.
The third initiative is Sacred Games. Get it? There are 4 games designed by the YAs for the YAs. Each of these games embody the spirit of this holiday season and aims to bring everyone together from near and far. We encourage YAs to meet for a night filled with games, fun, and a reflection. So look out for further details from the local or regional YA coordinators. Next slide, please.
And finally, a special live show. Sai young adults across the country are invited to join for a 60-minute live get-together, virtually of course, on Thursday, December 22nd, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Central, for some fun games, share inspiring ideas with each other, listen to some holiday music, and reflective interviews, and so much more. Please make sure to mark your calendars and take part in all of these wonderful initiatives. Next slide, please.
We'll leave you with a few inspirational words. Christmas is not a time nor a season, but a state of mind. To cherish peace and goodwill and to cultivate the spirit of sacrifice. Let us reflect with gratitude and love and offer selfless service to make a difference. May this incredible time of giving bring you joy that lasts throughout the years to come. Sairam.
Sairam.
Sairam, everyone. So do you guys think that you guys are just passive listeners? No, we want you to participate in this poll here. Here's a quote of Swami. You're not engaged in social service through this organization. You're engaged in dash service. So either use dementi.com and enter the code, or use the QR code that you see on screen. And take your cameras, point it at that QR code, and should take you. and it's pretty well spread across. Are we going to give folks a few seconds more? If not, in the interest of time, let me just quickly reveal the answer. Swami says you're engaged in your own service, not in anyone else's service. You're engaged in your own service through this organization.
Sai Ram. I am David Yoder, President of the Southeast region, and we have a video to show. Sai Ram. Thank you for listening.
Om Sai Ram. I am David Yoder, President of the Southeast region. We had several ongoing service projects in our region. Since Hurricane Ian caused major devastation in our area, our focus has shifted to try to help those affected by this Category 4 hurricane.
Our regional service coordinator, Dr. Joy Kumar, started looking for ways to help those affected by the hurricane and contacted the SSE National Disaster Relief Team to get initial information on ways to help with this disaster. He was able to establish an initial contact to assess the needs of the community with local church pastor Dion Walters at Liberty Church, Lehigh Acres, Florida. He got a list of the needed items for the people in the area. The Fort Lauderdale SSE Center collected the items from the center members to make the needed donations. Dr. Joy was able to make additional connections in the area to expand this service. The Fort Lauderdale SSE Center has continued to send donations in the area. Over the Thanksgiving weekend on Friday the 25th, the Northeast Atlanta SSE Center members sent donations brought to by SSE Center President Anu Venkateshwaram, who picked up additional donations from Sarasota SSIO member. Also, a member from Clearwater area brought a carload of several donations, and we joined them, bringing other donations from Orlando members and Seventh-day Adventist Church of Umatilla, Florida. The desire to be of service extended beyond our region. Our national service coordinators, Siva Paturi, national officers, and young adults wanted to be of service to Swami in this relief efforts.
Back on September the 28th, we did go through Hurricane Ian, and our territories, our areas were severely destroyed. We're in Lehigh Acres, Florida, where we didn't have the devastation like Fort Myers, Cape Coral, or the islands, Sanibel, Marco Island, but the congregation of these beautiful people have pulled together and they sent supplies down to us. Days after the hurricane, it was very hard for us to get toiletries, bleach, paper towels, just basic needs.
These people have come so far, but yet near in heart, to help the need that is really impacting our community right now. And I thank you that this is not over, because we have other ministries to extend our love to.
The SSE children of Fort Lauderdale and Region 3 young adults are collaborating in a toy drive to deliver toys to the children affected by Hurricane Ian. The National Disaster Relief Team has created a simple web-based application to manage the supply drive of current and future needs.
Okay, so I bought organic apples thinking that it'll be the best fruit option along with hot food items, and someone walked up to me and said, "Hey, you got any bananas? Apples are way too hard and lots of us here don't have teeth." I wanted to make a difference and I thought what we did for them was helpful, but in reality, it wasn't. I then realized that simply giving out healthy food isn't enough. We should have taken the extra step of asking them what they need so we can serve them as best as possible.
It's wonderful that you're reflecting on your Seva experience. As you try to serve your best, you should start thinking about what other needs there are at the shelter. This reminds me of a workshop at the National Service Retreat a few months ago that changed my whole perspective on Seva. It's called the X+1 effect.
Oh, what's that? I've heard of the butterfly effect. Is it somehow related?
Yes, it is. So, This is the idea that by taking one small step beyond what we are already doing, we can have an outsized impact on the lives of others and our own self-transformation. So let me start by giving an example of the X+1 effect at the Munster homeless shelter. First, the center members started by providing food at the shelter, after which they noticed a need for physical fitness classes. Through the positivity that came from these classes, the members of the shelter were open to receiving more of what the center members had to offer, including EHV classes, help with taxes, and even assistance in finding employment so that the men could stand on their own 2 feet.
Wow. Here I am thinking that bringing organic apples was the only good addition, but I should keep my eyes and ears open to see what they really need and get our own X+1 effect. Well, I can start with this conversation. So, transformation, here I come.
It's not that you did anything wrong. We just don't want to impose what we believe is the need of others.
I like that because it places the focus on our intention, and that is what Swami looks for. Well, what are good ways to find the X+1 effect?
Well, the workshop spoke about this too. It said, to find your next X+1 idea, start by asking yourself the questions with the 5 W's and 1 H. Who are you serving? What, where, when, why, and how are you serving? By asking any one of these questions, you can find your next X+1 idea.
Thanks for sharing this. It's really eye-opening.
Let's go on to segment 2, which is going to focus on the Central USA, regions 4, 5, and 10, and also sharing by the Devotion Wing, Service Wing, and the Medical Initiative.
Sairam, Region 4, Mid-Central, welcomes you. Please see the video that we have presented, which will be following soon.
Sairam. Today, we showcase 2 unique projects that reflect Region 4's goal to strengthen unity and purpose to pave a path forward to radiate Swami's light.
The EduPack service project, conducted by the Sri Sathya Science Center of Columbia, Missouri, has grown since 2013, serving students during their annual back-to-school event. The supplies serve refugee and immigrant children who are in need, along with some in foster care and houseless situations. In August 2022, 48 backpacks were provided to the City of Refuge and Rainbow House for distribution to elementary grade students. The backpacks were filled with essential school supplies such as crayons, regular and color pencils, scissors, erasers, markers, pencil pouches, hand sanitizers, and facial tissue boxes. In addition to backpacks with school supplies, several sets of new clothing and additional school supplies were provided. The EduPack project is an uplifting project, and the Sai volunteer team looks forward to filling the backpacks year after year. Providing school supplies gives immense pleasure, especially when thinking of the joy they bring to the students receiving them.
It was such a blessed experience to participate in the Religions of the World tent at the Festival of Nations in St. Louis. To be there with members from the interfaith community and all sharing our love for God and living His teachings was something that was so inspiring, and that we see ourselves in others through the expression of their own faith. And we really understand then the concept of unity of faith. It's not just talking, but it's actually living love in action.
And at this one booth, there was a young man handing out literature, but behind him, there was an elderly gentleman sitting very quietly. So I asked him, "Can you share something about your faith?" And he said, "Ask me a question." So I asked him, "What is it about your religion that sustains you?" He spoke for a long time, but what I heard was that there is a promise to love and a desire to serve. So a true heart-to-heart connection was made. And I felt if we only took the time to talk to each other, to be with each other, the world would be a much more beautiful place.
Saram, everybody. My name is Shrikant Vaidyanathan. I currently serve as the National Devotion Coordinator. Over to the next slide. This quote always centers me, and it always, Swami's quotations in general, centers us in times of good, in times of bad, when we're looking for responses, when we're looking for solutions. So I'm going to start with this quote here, which illustrates the intent of devotion in the SAI organization. "I have come to light the lamp of love in your hearts, to see that it shines day by day with added luster. I have not come to speak on behalf of any particular dharma like the Hindu dharma. I have not come on any mission of publicity for any sect or creed or cause, nor have I come to collect followers for any doctrine. I have no plan to attract disciples or devotees into my fold or any fold. I have come to tell you of this universal unitary faith, this Atmic principle, this path of love, this duty of love, this obligation to love." This is from Swami's Discourse, 4th July 1968. And earlier we listened to Swami's Discourse and he pointed out to the same thing. He said, in the end, don't have to do it for me, do it for yourselves, which we also saw in the Mentee question. In terms of devotion, as you all know, the pandemic had hit us hard for the last couple of years. And slowly this year, many centers have come back to meet in person, which instills a lot of joy and bliss as we come together to sing his glory in the form of devotional songs, in the form of several programs which we come together in his name as well. So today I wanted to highlight a couple of things. One is the study guides initiative, which is being done as part of the international organization. And the second one is going to be a workshop series, which we are planning to start early next year. In both these cases, I have requested a couple of our members of this group, which encompasses around the world. So we have 5 to 6 members in this group. It's led by Dr. Suresh Govind from Malaysia. We have George Bebedelis from Greece. We have Severin Trifonovic from Slovenia. We have Niranjan Kanapati Pillai from Sacramento, California, here in the US, and Dr. William Miller from Dallas, Texas, here in the US. And we're lucky to have both Niranjan and Brother William here today. So I'll pass it on to Niranjan for the first Study Guides initiative.
Sairam, everyone. Sairam, Brother Shrikant, for that wonderful introduction of the committee. As Shrikant mentioned, the committee's name is Sai Scriptural Studies Committee. As the name suggests, it focuses on the scriptures, and the scriptures we focus is Swami's literature. In Swami's Discourse, Swami has given us the agenda for our life. I think that we are very clear. The agenda for our life is self-realization. And Swami has actually personally prescribed all the methods to reach the goal. And those methods are presented in his teachings, in his discourses, and his literature. Along with that, in the 9-point code of conduct, one of the codes or one of the practices is to have a regular study of Sai literature, taking these two principles and also as guidance from Swami, the committee focuses on coming up with or diving deep into Swami's teachings and coming up with study guides so that these teachings are at an easier reach for devotees. Since the origin of this committee, the committee has provided so many study guides, especially the 9 gems of letters from Sai. Those are actually handwritten letters by Swami to devotees. And this year, we have done about 4 study guides, the last one being Swami's birthday study guide. When we come together in the committee, and that meeting is itself is actually a study circle. And there are so many perspectives, so many angles looked into, and then we come together, we compile it, come together, and then present it as an offering to Swami and to the devotees of Swami. So it's a very fulfilling experience and a self-learning experience as well. With that, over to you, Brother William.
Sairam, everyone. I have to first say that it's a joy just listening to all of the different seva and other activities that are going on. They're being presented today. My heart is really filled with that. You know, one of the things of this day and age is the intense level of challenges that people are facing, an ongoing quest to say, well, how can I grow spiritually in relationship to my life that I'm actually having to live? And so we're designing a 9-month program starting early next year, as Shrikant had said. And the purpose of this is to bring alive not only the teachings of Sathya Sai Baba, but also the teachings of related and diverse messages from different spiritual paths, other religions. Because, you know, we all come from other backgrounds even before we met Swami, and how do we incorporate those, or people who are not Swami devotees but are spiritually inclined, how do we help support their growth? So that this is really a program not just for the Sai organization and the devotees here, but also eventually for the public. And the real structure of that is to look at, first of all, you and your spiritual journey. We'll have some self-inquiry questions that will really be the agenda, supported by the quotes and the activities that we bring. And in that module, there'll be 4 different topics, such as just where are you right now in the beginning of your journey, or where you are. The second module, which another have 4 topics, will be you and your spiritual practices. How are you actually trying to nurture yourself and be nurtured by Swami in your spiritual growth? And the third module, which would be you and your spiritual community, again, with 4 other topics, such as how are we all in this together? How is my growth dependent upon your growth to some degree? Or how do we nurture each other? We've run a pilot session just briefly with, say, 3 of those total 12 topics in the USA with about 75 attendees, got their wonderful feedback. And that's helping to guide our growth. We really appreciate all the people who attended for that. And the final thing I'd like to say is that this is designed to be an inclusive kind of program, so that just like the young adults were talking about earlier a few minutes ago, that there be a safe and open space for people to share and learn from each other. It's not just a presentation kind of format. And so we look forward to being able to roll this out sometime early next year, and initially again for the Sai community, and then expanding into the public as well eventually. So Sai Ram to all of you, and blessings for all that everyone is doing here.
Thank you, Brother Niranjan and Brother William, for sharing some of the details from these different initiatives, one which has been ongoing for the last couple of years, and one which is upcoming starting next year. At this point, I also want to take the opportunity to offer gratitude to all the regional devotion coordinators of all our 10 regions here, as well as all the center coordinators. As we come to the end of another officer term here, I think everybody takes the opportunity not only to serve the center, but also grow themselves to become better messengers of Swami. With that, I pass it on to Brother Ramesh Maladi from Region 5. Salam.
Om Shri Sai Ram. My humble salutations to the Sai residing in all. With His divine grace, many service activities that were paused due to the pandemic were resumed, and several other new and unique service activities were initiated in our region. The Good Life series, a public outreach program to spread our Swami's message of love to the public, which was started when Brother Leonardo Guter visited our region, is still going on for over 2 years. It is heartwarming to see and experience that our younger generation is taking time in organizing events meticulously with utmost diligence and sharing Swami's universal love. The two projects we are highlighting in this video are the Port Ministries tutoring project led by our YAs and the e-waste recycling project spearheaded by our SSC students. If you are interested in learning more details about these initiatives, it will be made available after this program.
Our plan was to build robot crawlers in 3 hours and to have a little competition at the end where these kids would race across the gymnasium with their crawlers. The experience was amazing. These students skipped all their breaks trying to build the best robot possible. And whether that meant adding decorations to help it stand out visually, or just running many experiments to make it as fast as possible. It was just amazing to see their potential and passion, and you can bet on our return next summer. Sathya.
E-waste is any electronic device like phones, batteries, or chargers containing harmful chemicals and heavy metals such as arsenic, lead, and mercury. When disposed in landfills, these chemicals slowly leak into the soil, water, or air, thereby opening a channel to directly enter our body, leading to severe public health risks. Therefore, it is highly essential that these devices be repurposed, salvaged, or recycled.
Essentially trick-or-treating for old used batteries. Along the way, they collected several pieces of e-waste and spread awareness this way. We actually collected over 5 carloads.
I've been able to do the e-waste drive twice now in my school. And we actually created a website for the e-waste drive to track donations and drop-off sites. Altogether, we donated a truck full of e-waste, creating what would remain as a lasting reputation for my school and for the ecology club at the recycling center. Since we donated on Earth Day, the local news covered us too. But probably the best moment of the entire experience was when the head of our high school himself actually announced at our weekly assembly and requested everybody to help me out in a good cause. And even though it turned out to be really successful, it wasn't easy. But I've been able to see the actual effect that the e-waste drives have had in my community, which is something that was really incredible.
Om Shri Sai Ram. My name is Shiva Paturi, and I'm currently serving as the National Service Coordinator. In this famous letter to his brother, Swami writes, "I'm attached to work that I love, to remove all the sufferings of the poor and grant them what they lack." This letter indeed has been my personal inspiration and a divine command to all of us from Swami. In fact, when he wrote this letter, there was no Sai organization at all. You will see this come through in various presentations today, what we saw already and what we're going to see going forward. Last year, we created a framework of national engagement where we want to create some events and then some activities that come out of these events. We've conducted 2 service retreats, an Envirocare workshop, and other events and so on and so forth. We also created 4 initiatives that we'll talk about. One of them we'll talk about in the slides upcoming. We've, on Avatar Declaration Day this year, on October 22nd, we organized the National Service Retreat and encouraged all the centers to participate in a live service activities in the morning, and then a group discussion and workshops and so on in the afternoon. Let us look at some highlights from
We do tutoring from every day, Monday, Thursday, from 6 to 8:30.
So this is a great community involvement in this, wherein Greater Global Health Alliance also is part of this.
It's an assembly line. All items are all vegetarian. It's made with protein, vegetables, dehydrated.
We are extremely lucky to be able to serve in person again after COVID.
As part of the national initiatives, we created 4 programs for members to participate and create various projects. One is SSI tutoring. The second one is refugee support, which you will hear after my presentation. Humanitarian relief, which also you've heard as part of the R3 presentation, and SSI cares. Today, I'll just quickly share how SSI tutoring is making an impact in the community.
The fact that you guys are stepping in to make sure they understand, no, you are good at math. You're going to be good at math. We're going to fix that. That is just so, so important. And so I just want to thank you guys again for your dedication. I really hope that you guys truly understand what you guys are doing for kids and what you guys are doing for families and what you guys are doing for family legacies by the work you guys are doing. This is bigger than just helping a kid learn how to multiply or helping a kid understand, order of operations. Like, this is bigger than that. This is like for real. Like, you guys are really taking the banner of social justice and really making a major statement and making a major imprint on a community that needs you, that needs us.
As we heard in the previous X+1 commercial by the young adults, if we keep our ears and eyes open, Swami will use us as an instrument to do his wonderful work. Here's an example that some of our humanitarian relief service team had recently chanced upon and continued to pursue.
Dear Sir, hope you're fine and doing well. It is to bring into your kind information that the situation of pure water in remote areas is very bad in comparison to the main cities of Balochistan. It was really painful to see worst situation even in the 21st century. The people drink water from the Sandari canals, where I have seen traces of dead animals, medicines, and used syringes. Animal and humans both use the water to drink. All these factors contribute to the risk of increased GI and kidney diseases. There is an extreme shortage of water. In the coming years, the situation will be even more painful. They still wait for the rain and flood so that they can have some water in the small ponds. These people are most neglected, but I have selected only these areas because they also have the right to be treated as human without any discretion. I have been able to stay 12 days in Balochistan, and I have offered water filters to unexplored areas of Balochistan. There are more than 100 kilis. Each kili has more than 30 to 40 tents that families live in. We have offered 250 to 300 filters to all these areas. Even in schools and hospitals, students and patients use the same unhygienic water. I have also given the water filters to them because these patients are unable to afford mineral water. Most of the people are Baluchi and Barohi speaking. I have engaged 1 to 2 volunteers with me so that they can facilitate. People of these areas don't like to take their pictures and videos. It was not easy for us to capture the moments. I'm really grateful that you have donated these water filters. I cannot express the feelings of those people. They were offering a lot of prayers to all of us. Looking forward to serve even more families.
It's really quite amazing to see with simple intent what Swami can do working to all of us. At this point, I would like to offer my gratitude to all the regional service coordinators, the service coordinators, and I must say the SSE coordinators who've been actively taking part in wonderful service activities throughout the country and inspiring all of us. Sairam, and over to Region 10.
Sairam, I'm Shyam Kanagala, President, South Central Region. Welcome to our presentation, which provides a small glimpse into how we connect with the Sai in all through service. Sai Ram.
Sairam everyone, I'm Mahesh Rege, currently serving as the Vice President of South Central Region, which comprises 4 states. We have collaborated with other regions in the US to develop ways of effectively serving the Afghan refugee community. We present a video summarizing our efforts.
Ongoing support was provided in the following areas: home essentials, employment assistance, tutoring, side gardening, and transportation assistance. Home essentials include groceries, kitchen essentials, furniture, and childcare essentials. Employment assistance included understanding individual skill set, matching skill set with job opportunities, assisting in procuring government IDs, and guidance with employment applications.
Several refugees were able to acquire jobs like tailoring and auto mechanic, technician at a local dentistry, and pilot training.
Tutoring services included assessing language skill level, developing individual lesson plans, recommending free language learning resources, developing an ongoing plan for homework, and help in improving English speaking and writing skills.
Salam everyone, my name is Mahi, and for about 1 year now I have been tutoring. I realized that the best thing I could do for Swami above all things was offer my service to others.
SSE children planted seeds, prepared beds, watered them regularly, and harvested vegetables for the refugee families. The families provided bikes, carpooled, enrolled them in driving schools, and helped them get a car. Grocery bags and other essential items like clothes, toys, and school supplies were delivered to the families.
We started in September of last year, and we collected all, and we distributed to, so far we have distributed to 310 families. We need to thank the SSI community for all their support. They've been our right hand from start till now, and thank you for it.
Sairam, dear all. I'm Dr. Hari Kanjeevaram. For the medical services today, we'll focus on 2 aspects that we hope to expand across US. Dr. Joe Fainoff, chair of the USA Medical Wing, will now present on the Ashland Free Medical Clinic.
The Ashland Free Medical Clinic, located in San Lorenzo, California, provides adult primary care services each Saturday with visits in the clinic as well as telemedicine appointments, and we have had over 22,000 patient visits in the past 18 years. We also provide physical therapy, dermatology, and ENT specialty care. This year, we started providing complete vision examination along with free glasses for all patients on a monthly basis, and here are a couple examples of how this helps our patients. Recently, a young, healthy man complained of poor vision for the past several years. His vision was so poor that he could not even pass a vision exam for a driver's license. He was delighted to get a complete eye exam, receive a prescription pair of glasses, and his vision now is 20/20, which is perfect. Another patient was terrified to notice a significant loss of her normal vision. After an examination by our optometrist, he determined that this sudden loss of her vision was due to her stopping her metformin, which was her diabetes medication. And the good news was that after restarting and controlling her diabetes, there was an excellent chance that her vision would return to normal. Back to you, Hari.
Thank you, brother. Education in human values is now being offered in the healthcare setting, along with value-based medical education. We welcome Dr. Ramadevi Sankaran, who's heading this project in the USA. Sister Dr. Ramadevi, can you kindly tell us the essence of this program?
Hi, Narendranath. Thank you so much for this opportunity. The essence is, as Swami actually mentioned at the beginning of this session, it is to bring out the innate human values that is present in all of us into our awareness. Not only helps us, it also help us to recognize these values present in everyone we come across. And this program is not just an informational program, it's an experiential and continuous transformational process for ourselves and to feel the oneness whom we come across and to feel the supreme consciousness present in all of us. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. What impact do you think does this program have on healthcare providers and on our patients as well?
Just wanted to share one patient experience. A couple of years ago, I had a patient came in with the 3 children, sick children, and for some reason, I was seeing that patient for the first time. She was very angry and very abusive. But I always remembered Swami sitting right in front of me and remembering that love and the love that is present in that other person as well. And I finished my appointment. It was about 30 minutes of grilling, but I was not burnt out, but I was very happy that I passed the test Swami gave me. But it not only helped me, but after 2 weeks, that same patient called and said, I wanted to see the same doctor. And everything what I said, the patient said, thank you, thank you, thank you. So it not only transforms us, it brings transformation in the individuals whom we come across in life. So that is the essence of this program.
Thank you, sister. Truly inspiring. And we really hope to be involved in this across the country. Loving Sai Ram to all. Thank you all.
Thank you, brother Sai Ram.
Thank you to all the presenters. Amazing work. The depth, the variety, it's very inspirational. But as we have told you before, this is only a small portion of all the work that goes on in the USA by all the devotees. So I encourage you to go to the website, SSSIO-USA, where you can find all the different projects that are going on that have been reported there. In fact, on the main page of SSSIO-USA, there is a tab to go to the regional videos that the media team has presented this month. So you can appreciate all the work that's going on all over the US. Now, once again, I'm sorry we are running late, so we don't have time to entertain your comments or questions, but please, we do want to hear from you. Please write to info@sathya-sai.us, and we will send your query to the appropriate presenters and they'll get back to you. So at this time, it is my pleasure to invite our guest speaker, we're going to go through the guest speaker first, Mrs. Anu Venkateshwaran. She is the Regional Devotion Coordinator of Region 3, and she's also serving as the Center President of the Sri Sathya Sai Center of Northeast Atlanta. Welcome, Anu. Sai Ram.
Respected elders, brothers and sisters, loving Sai Ram to you all. It is just so inspirational, heartwarming, and uplifting to see and hear everything that's happening around the country. Swami has guided us on several aspects of the organization. He lovingly taught us how to pray. There's even a beautiful picture, black and white picture of Swami sitting like this. He taught us how to sing bhajans, how to teach SSE, how we can conduct a study circle. He even showed us how to serve. Back in the 60s, my mother recalls fondly how Swami himself would choose the volunteers. He would distribute the saris and the badges and bless them with the discourse and the most coveted Padanamaskar. And this would be in the mandir. And Swami gave them direction on how to serve. I feel we too have been handpicked by Swami. Sometimes opportunities fall in our laps when we least expect them, most often when we least expect them. And then we have this internal conversation. We wonder, do I have the time to do this? Am I qualified to do this? But with Swami, he gives us the ability when we give him our availability, when we give him our time. I often wonder about my fortune. Out of the billions of people in the world, I have been fortunate to be a contemporary of an avatar, of the Sathya Sai avatar. I've had the fortune to see him, have spoken to him, have touched his divine feet, and to have this opportunity to serve him. And I'm sure many of you agree, it has been my experience that when we work on projects, whether it's at the central level, regional, national, or even international level, I feel we gain more out of the experience than the actual work that we may do, than the results that the project may, show. While working, we are constantly thinking of Swami. Will Swami approve of this? Is this to Swami's high standard? And we all know that Swami has set the bar quite high. He expects nothing but perfection. But he's also gracious to accept whatever we give him. A friend once told me about an uncle in her center who volunteered at a medical camp, and this uncle's daughter asked him, what could you possibly do at a medical camp when there's so many others who can help out, many younger people? And this uncle's response was, there's always work, but you must look for it. I'm sure we all feel sometimes that there's too many people, nothing to do. But if we look around, if we only look around, there's always something that needs to be done. No work is inferior. All work is Swami's work. During the old Mandir days, Swami himself performed tasks such as cleaning the altar and garlanding the pictures, including his own pictures. Can you imagine that? He would wake up before everybody else. He would even sweep the entrance and draw the traditional kolam, the decorative art. Can you imagine that? Just picture that in your mind's eye. It had been a decade since Swami had visited the Anantapur campus, college campus. The teachers decided to walk from Dharmavaram to Puttaparthi in hopes to get Swami's attention and invite him to visit the campus. And when they reached, one of the teachers informed Swami that they had walked from Dharmavaram. Swami's response was, Bangaru, dear one, I don't need you to walk to me. I need you to walk in my footsteps. Let us pray that we are able to walk in Swami's footsteps and hope we all continue to have such opportunities to serve. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you, Anu. That was beautiful and took us back to connecting with Swami. Thank you. Now we are at our last segment featuring sharing by the Western United States. So that's going to be region 6, 7, 8, and 9. And they'll also be sharing from the ladies' wing from the Institute of Sathya Sai Education and Envirocare.
Sai Ram all. I'm Deepak Vishwanathan, serving as Regional Vice President for Sri Sathya Sai International Organization USA Pacific Northwest region. In our region, we have 4 centers and 2 devotional groups, 4 in the state of Washington and 2 in Oregon. Over the past year, our regional membership has participated in quite a lot of service projects, and we would like to showcase 2 of the unique projects from our region. Jai Sai Ram.
During spring of 2022, Seattle Sai Young Adults teamed up with the Interfaith Shelter, Everett, to grow vegetables and flowers in their community garden. The project included a holistic experience starting from preparing the beds, planting seeds, and all the way to harvesting. Sai volunteers took turns to visit every weekend to maintain the plants. The harvested fresh produce is used by Interfaith Shelter for cooking meals for residents.
So we have been working with the shelter for the past couple of years. Like we give food every week, and also then we started giving groceries. But when we were dropping the food here, we were able to see this, like there are these beds which haven't been used. So we just asked the coordinator once, like, hey, is there anything we can help with the garden? Just that question has started all this, where she was also so excited, helped us to bring pretty good compost, and yes, now we have like 5-6 beds adopted. Maybe
there are about 8 to 10 volunteers who are very regular in coming and doing this service project, and definitely everyone enjoyed seeing the produce in front of our eyes. Of course, there are some that did well versus the others that didn't do, but overall it's a very good experience, I would say.
Over the past few years, Sri Sathya Sai Center of Lake Washington has been collaborating with the local organization, Sound Foundations Northwest, to build tiny homes for homeless people. During the last year, young adults joined the activity. It involves working in a large warehouse where volunteers assemble 8 into 12 feet tiny homes from scratch, doing everything from cutting the wood to painting.
There are 3 basic human needs: food, clothing, and shelter. I had the opportunity to be a part of food and clothing drive, but building a home for someone in need has been a dream. Luckily, I had this opportunity come to me last year when one of our service coordinator reached out to me explaining about a potential collaboration that we can make with an organization which builds tiny homes in Seattle area. With no prior experience in building homes, we went there, we helped, and at the end of every session, I had this feeling of accomplishment because the contribution that I did is going to put a roof over someone else in need. Thanks for everyone who is a part of this project.
Om Shri Sai Ram. A very auspicious and a happy Saturday morning, afternoon, somewhere between the afternoon and morning to all those in central United States. My name is Lakshmi Vyakaran, and I'm the National Women's Coordinator. I'm extremely grateful to Bhagavan and to the organization for starting the Mahila Vibhag, the women's wing in the United States. I'm going to begin with a quote from Swami. The feminine is the foundation on which a peaceful and happy world is to be raised. When women are true and brave, kind and compassionate, virtuous and pious, the world can have an era of peace and joy. Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 13, Chapter 17, My Wish, My Vow. What a powerful quote from Swami. So Swami has said that we have to raise the quality of the women. And moving in this direction, I would like to speak about the Peer Enrichment Group Initiative. Next slide, please. So we just started to work on this. One licensed mental health professional was nominated from each of the regions to form a core national team. And this core team put together a training module for all those women that were interested in facilitating peer groups. Next slide, please. So this is the flyer for the training module, and these are all the topics that were covered in the training module. Next slide, please. So we had about 38 women from all the regions that were trained in February 2022. And then some regions, we have more than 2 peer groups. For example, region 4, 5, region 7 and 6 collaborate together, and region 10. And then we have 1 peer group in regions 1, 3, and again, regions 8 and 9 work together. So these peer groups have been the platform where women come together, share, and then support each other. In stressful times, sometimes we are not able to share our thoughts with professionals, doctors, or counselors. Whereas in the peer groups, because we are all equals, it is easy to open up and then share our rewards and failures. And we had many center presidents, officers, and also women group leads that attended the training. And many of them found the training to be very useful, very insightful. And so we have quite a few testimonials and reflections from sisters from Detroit, Ann Arbor, Michigan, Austin, and Dallas. And here is one such, and I would like to read that. This is from Chitra Niranjan. She's the president, and she also got trained as a facilitator for the peer enrichment group. And this is what she says. This training gave us an amazing insight into possibilities of empowering Sai women with right topics and tools. With this model in mind, we did our first enrichment session with Sister Manibala, member of the center, corporate leader in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, on the topic, Embrace Your Power. I personally attended this session, and it was just wonderful. And so when women get together, it's wonderful. There's a lot of joy. Recently, we started that in Region 1, and women did not want to leave after the session. And we have the peer enrichment groups that meet online that meet in person, and there's also these hybrid models. Next slide, please. So these are the pictures of some of the women's groups. With that said, thank you for giving me a patient here. I will now pass it on to Brother Sunil Kasturi from Region 7. Jai Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm Sunil Kasturi, President of Region 7, speaking to you from rainy Oakland, California. And I want to thank Swami for the rain, which is very welcome in this drought-ridden area. Thank you to everybody who went before me. All of the regions and wings have provided us so much information and inspiration. And it's a real honor to be able to represent Region 7, areas of Northern California and Nevada. We are blessed with 13 centers and 7 groups, and share one project in a little bit more detail, just to kind of illustrate some of the thought processes that have gone behind this project in the region. And the way we have gone about doing this, as we outline on the next slide, is we have been able to keep our work with children and education at the center of this work that we've been thinking about and taking out in the region. This has brought about a unity between centers, certainly SSE children in the region, youth in the region, service-minded and service-oriented folks across the region, as well as friends outside our Sai devotee circles. The foundation of this is tutoring in 3 different districts in the region, Morgan Hill School District, Hayward Unified School District, that has 6 schools, and Voice Charter School District that has about 3 schools associated with them. Let us on the next slide hear how this program has impacted students such as Rohan Serna and tutors such as Vaishnavi Dhanikonda. Next slide, please.
Yeah, I really had a fun time being with you guys, and yeah, I hope you had a fun time being with us. I learned vision, I learned hard problems that I never knew before, learned multiplication and many more. But yeah, thank you for putting in the hard work, guys, and I appreciate all the stuff you taught me before.
Saira. So keeping this as the kind of the focus, this tutoring as the focus, once we have the relationship established with students and the schools and the families with which we interact, the principals, we were able to delve deeper into their needs. What are the various challenges that can impact their education and in fact influence their education in a positive way? We would classify these challenges as home essentials, school essentials, and family needs. And on the next slide, we provide a little bit of a summary of keeping children at the center and thinking about the various activities we could bring together in order to influence and impact their direction in a positive way. So from a tutoring perspective, we continued video conferencing and in-person sessions aligned with the school year. This was especially significant in a year where people were coming back online and there was a hybrid model that was being made available between in-person interactions and interactions over video conferencing. And I want to talk a little bit about the opposite side. We also provided bicycles, which we realized enabled kids to be able to get to school and therefore be able to actually be there in a timely and safe fashion so that they could take advantage of the educational, educational activities that were happening in the school. In the next 2 slides, I outline some of the work we've done in the food drive area and in the supplies area. Specifically for the food drive, we thought about home essentials, such as community gardens and the ability to kind of some nutritional classes to outline the value of food and the value of wholesome food, which is really important for development, children's development and their ability to absorb. And in the next slide, talk a little bit about how we went about thinking about supplies that were key to school. So we actually came together as a region and packed all of these supplies and had a drive where you can see the tents where we are donating all of these supplies to children. most interestingly, there were also various activities such as face painting, nail painting, memory game, and rock painting, activities that really helped us connect with the children and further this journey onward with the children in these communities. So a small example of the work that's happening in the region around thinking holistically about needs of children's families and communities and how we're supporting them in a number of different ways. Jai Sai Ram, and thank you, Swami, for the opportunity.
Dear brothers and sisters, Sai Ram to all of you. My name is Kalika Grana, and presently I serve as a director for the Institute of SSEHV Education, or SSE-USA. This institute is the body responsible for expanding the mission of human values in the community. In doing so, we interact with people from all backgrounds, all of whom share one common denominator, that of having been touched by the core message of Sai, namely that the practice of the universal human values has the power to connect us to our divine and our true human essence, and to spiritualize what we do, think, or say. Today, I'd like to share with you a glimpse of our activities. Our mission, of course, starts with our youngest ones through our partnership schools and programs which instill SSEHV early at the elementary, middle, and high school levels through a wide array of lifelong inspirational activities. In these programs, for example, younger children write and present their very own value-based lessons on topics of practical relevance such as compassion, mutual collaboration, and stewardship of the earth, whereas teens fold the values into health, wellness, and mindfulness classes, among others. In the community, the Institute continues to make steady inroads in a broad range of settings, from after-school clubs to prisons to homeless institutions and even to MBA and other higher education programs. Over the last few years, however, our programs for professionals have expanded beyond the traditional educator trainings. With Swami's grace, our professional tracks continue to grow during the pandemic, adding several wings such as corporate settings, medical, and healthcare professionals, as already presented by our Institute's medical lead, Dr. Ramadevi Sankar, among others. The Institute also hosts and participates in multiple spiritual and value-based community events, such as the Institute's very own Human Values Fest, taking places in several cities around the country. At present, the Institute is also collaborating with 17 other countries towards the Barbados 2023 Zonal SSEHV Conference. Lastly, the Institute conducts regular seminars, training courses, and workshops not only on SSEHV, but related topics such as community leadership, parenting, and more. Further, in 2023, the Institute will announce its liaison representatives within each USA region. Thus, if you're interested in participating in any of our activities or courses, or in joining our work, please contact us as follows. Thank you.
Sairam, and thank you very much to, thank you, Swami, for this opportunity, and thank you very much to the national team for allowing us to present to you today. Region 8 includes Southern California, Hawaii, and Las Vegas. We have 17 centers and 8 devotional groups and approximately 400 members within our region. By Swami's grace, one of the more exciting developments this year within our region has been Sai Premanitnilium, the abode of Sai's divine love. This venue was acquired on Avatar Declaration Day, October 20th, 2021 last year, and is located within the city of Riverside, California. The funding for Sai Premanitnilium was voluntarily offered by 16 devotees from the heart, and specifically for this purpose, with the intent to serve Swami. There were no fundraising events or solicitations for donations for this purpose. Currently, we're in the middle of a remodel, and we have an absolutely beautiful design for the altar in the main hall. And I can tell you the excitement, the cooperation, and the devotion that the devotees have expressed during this process is truly thrilling. Sai Premanitnilium is a large space. It's 16,000 square feet, almost 17,000 square feet on 6.71 acres, so there's room for expansion, which is really nice. The main hall can fit almost 700 people, and surrounding the main hall are 26 individual rooms, so it's a pretty large space. Sai Pramanilium is really a perfect location for devotional, educational, and service-related activities within our region. Recently, we've held the first in-person meeting that we've had in our region in almost 3 years at Kunda Bhajans. It's a very special program for all of us because everyone came together and participated. And I can tell you, seeing the devotees come together was not only a blissful event, but also very inspiring to one and all. And then shortly after that, as we all know, we had Swami's birthday, and we had wonderful speakers and absolutely beautiful SSE play performed on all the major religions, which was very cute and actually very well done. And I'll wrap this up a little bit with really the inspiration that Sai Pramanilium has given the devotees of Region 8 is really hard to even put into words. Swami is ours, and being in Sai Pramanilium makes one feel a connection to Swami that is not only personal, but it's also one of a family, a community place of worship at the same time. I think our local devotee, Anushka Vaga, expresses this extremely well. Sai Raman, thank you.
When I think of the Pramanilium, a few words come to mind. So peace, solace, but most importantly, love. The kind of love that I've only really experienced in Swami's physical form, in the presence of Swami's physical form, this overwhelming love that I had the privilege of experiencing during the last Akhanda Bhajans. And honestly, the Pramanilium has just become an absolute treasure to me and my family.
Sai Raman, thank you very much.
Sairam, loving Sairam to all of you. I'm Elaine Hausman, the president of Region 9, which includes 2 centers and 6 groups. And to feature a special project, I'd like to welcome Jan DeSanti, our Region 9 devotional coordinator.
Sairam, everyone. Region 9, Loving Leadership, Living into Our Values series is a universal outreach where inspiring guest speakers share their life stories and practical ways of living their core values. One participant quote of transformation is, "Learning to practice my core values and remaining my most beautiful self through running every decision through my head, heart, and hands was an eye-opener for me. Thank you, Sister Doris, for encouraging my practice." And that was Gitanjali. Another one is, as a young adult, I was so inspired by Roger Montoya to start a shelter for struggling young adults that also provides resourceful self-empowerment. I never knew that would be possible until you shared your story. I can't wait to start. And that was by Ananda. Our Region 9 Vice President, Ernie Duff, will now share how our practice of those values were pivotal in leading up to our retreat.
Over the Labor Day weekend, 2022, participants took part in the 39th annual Sai Baba retreat at the Bodhimanda Zen Center, Jemez Springs, New Mexico. The focus was on deepening core values to realize self-transformation. During service activities, participants reflected on practicing their values, including love, compassion, courage, unity and diversity, humanity, truth, right action, patience, inclusivity, being helpful, and providing service to all, radiating out into the world. Sairam.
We treasure our relationship with Hosen, the abbess of the Bodhimanda Zen Center.
I came across Sai Baba's teaching when I was 30 years old, and it has influenced my life tremendously and will continue to do so. The Sai Baba group has been coming here for 38 years, and the relationship with all of the members has been so tremendous and beautiful and true love, Sai Baba's teaching of all love. All is love.
We thank our dear Lord Sai for the many opportunities he has given us to love all and serve all. And now we'll hear from the Envirocare group. Sai Ram to all. Bye.
Sai Ram, everyone. Dear brothers and sisters, my most humble pranams at his divine lotus feet. With Bhagavan's divine grace, the official Envirocare wing has been steadily building off of the years of work by centers and young adults. Today, I'd like to highlight two of our initiatives, and we can go to the next slide. Thank you. First is the success of our inaugural National Science Sustainability Day on April 9th, 2022, hosted by the Service and Envirocare wings. As a full day event, more than 24 centers across the country held environmental service activities in the morning in honor of Baba's Aradhana and Earth Day. In the afternoon, more than 80 people participated in a fun-filled online session, including devotional music, speakers, and a YA SSE game show. But it's better to show you some highlights from devotees themselves.
We are really having fun here, clean the brand park. I never realized actually outdoor service activity is so much fun. We have been stuck indoors because of COVID. Now we got a chance to come out.
Yeah, Sairam, my name is Avni. I'm also a Group 4 student. In addition to trash, we found parts of Swami's presence, like these rocks that have nice messages on them, and some of them have pictures on them.
We were able to fill up all our bags with the litter in the roads and in the area of the groves. So
Region 8, and we are planting these trees, and we have 4 different types of trees that we are planting today throughout the park.
So our events have also inspired people outside of the Sai community, like our musical guest, who goes by the name Rayamana, which means heavenly substance. She shared this text after the event, and she said, during your event, I had what felt like a powerful recognition that we have incarnated at this particular time as the ultimate test and opportunity to know God, because when we truly see the divine in all things, our world is healed. Next slide. The other initiative I'd like to share is Sai 100 Tree Planting Initiative. We're building on this potential for inspiration and transformation through selfless service and consciousness raising through this initiative for massive tree planting. It's an exciting opportunity born out of Swami's own words. On the next slide, he has told us that even 30 years ago, he has been telling us, because there is deforestation to an alarming extent, the extent of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere has considerably increased. Therefore, the remedy for this situation is intensive afforestation. So following his words, we have set up the 1 million or Om Sai Trees Initiative. And this initiative's goal is to plant and nurture 1 million trees by November 2025, or Swami's 100th birthday. We have launched this task force around Swami's birthday this year, and our plan is to not only plant the trees, but nurture them by his birthday. We're working with the International Sai 100 team to set up a web presence and tracking system, and we need tremendous help from all of you and everyone of their partners, because it doesn't take anyone to say Sai Ram to plant a tree. And there's plenty of room for the X+1 effect, as the YAs have shared with us. Next slide. So here's how you can get involved. You can you can go to this webpage at sathya.us/tree planting to get the basic information and actually put in your name in the sign up form. Or for more information, you can email info@sathya.us. We'll be briefing all the center officers and service coordinators soon as well. Jai Sai Ram.
Thank you so much to all the presenters and the presentations. Amazing work. And best of all, plans to go forwards are wonderful. I hope you all found it informative. And most of all, I hope you were able to connect to Swami, Swami within, and are inspired to move in this mission to make it go forward. Now, as we have mentioned before, if you have any questions or comments, please write to us at info@sathya-sai.us, and we will get back to you. I'm truly grateful to our dear Swami and Brother Alex and the national team for giving me the opportunity to be with you in this role. I now invite our National Vice President, Mr. Alex Grana, to come and provide some closing remarks. Sairam.
Sairam to all of you, dear brothers and sisters. Thank you so much for your participation here today. This really brings us to the closing segment of this session. We hope that you have found these glimpses of the great and expansive work taking place around this country inspirational and informational. We started this session with a wonderful divine discourse where Swami summarized the very purpose of life and of this organization and the methods to realizing them, all in just 5 and yet all-encompassing minutes. He spoke about the world being a great mansion, with each country being a room in the home of the Lord. Well, the same analogy could be, of course, used within our country, with each region and center representing interconnected rooms in this USA-based home of our Lord Sai. Thus, the very concept and the name behind this event, Sai Connect, which will take place at a minimum twice a year. Swami followed by saying, grow Sathya and Dharma, engage in sacred actions. And what better way to do so than through the opportunities afforded to us by this divine organization, as we could see today. As we could see from east to west, whether our hearts belong in social care, educare, healthcare, or Envirocare, or other, beautiful initiatives across all of these areas exist within each region for us to partake in. Swami also spoke a bit about adhering to spirituality and upholding the human values. Taking his words to heart, many regions lead or participate in interfaith activities and spiritual public events, while the ISSE and various groups such as the Medical Committee continue their tireless work to nurture human values in our communities. Again, you may find out much more information and incredible resources and stories of transformation in our website, sathya-sai.us, through our monthly bulletins, which we hope you are receiving, Sai Connections, and by subscribing to our social media channels. Now, as we draw this meeting to a close, we pray to Swami once again to grace us with his golden voice, singing, Love is My Form, a song which Swami has stated represents his true essence. Let us join him with full faith and devotion that one day we too may live in complete harmony with that very divine essence, by asking ourselves, as he also extolled us to do so in his divine discourse, who am I? And through the beautiful journey of being a part of his mission. But before that, we lovingly will invite Dr. Narendranath Reddy, chairman of the SSIO, to share some words of wisdom with us. Now, on behalf of the SSIO-USA national and regional teams, our deepest gratitude to Swami for this opportunity, to all of you for your kind participation today, and to all the officers who make this day-to-day divine work possible, many of whom end their terms this very year. We wish you a loving Sairam, a holy Christmas, and an abundantly blessed 2023. Until next time, Dr. Narendranath Reddy. Jai Sairam.
With love, reverence, and gratitude, I offer my prayerful pranams at the divine lotus feet of our dearest, sweetest, loving, and omnipresent Lord, Bhagavan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Dear brothers and sisters, loving Sairam to all of you. I know it went beyond 90 minutes, but still I was enjoying this wonderful satsang, could feel Swami's presence, and experience Swami's love. That is the whole purpose how we are connected. At this time, I'm very happy to share that SSE-USA International Organization, which bears its sacred name, is serving in 114 countries and singing his glory, and he is doing his work. And I'm happy to hear today the wonderful work that is happening in USA, because Swami refers USA as Arjuna of all the countries, and you are taking the lead in all aspects of his divine mission. As we heard in the beginning discourse of divine discourse, Swami said, religion is realization. So the whole purpose is, the whole thing, we are here to realize our innate divinity and manifest our innate divinity, and that is only through love. And one time Swami told me, how can we express gratitude to you, Swami? He said, be happy, and be happy. And how are we going to be happy? Happiness is union with God. And you showed the way, Sai connect, to be always connected to Sai. That is the way to be happy. That is why we say ABC, always be connected to God to be happy. And you have shown through various programs we have. And in summary, that is what Swami showed. Number one, in his name itself is there how to connect. SAI, S for service, A for adoration, I for illumination. So you have shown various service activities in the field of healthcare, in Envirocare, and education, and various wonderful service programs happening. And adoration, a lot of spiritual activities, bhajan programs, Akhanda bhajan, birthday programs. I'm very happy that people are meeting in person in all countries around the world. And people are so enthused and energized meeting in person. And most importantly is illumination, to study Swami's life, message, and his teachings and putting into practice. As somebody said nicely, that many are called, few are chosen. We are all chosen to serve in the divine mission. Let us take this opportunity. And Swami said, how do you know he is pleased with our activity? He will give us more opportunities. He will give us more work. So just don't complain. That means Swami is pleased if you get more work. So I pray to Swami to bless all of us to be able to love him and serve him till our last breath. Jai Sai Ram.
Truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food. My life is my message, expansion is my life. My life is my message, expansion is my life. No vision for love, no season for love. No season for love, no season for love. No birth, no death, no birth, no death. Love is my form, truth is my faith, peace is my faith. Love is my form, truth is my faith, peace is my faith. Love is my form, truth is my faith, peace is my faith.
Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May all the beings in all the worlds be happy. Saram everyone.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Sai.